Welcome back to my YouTube channel Rare American Coins, where we explore the fascinating history and hidden value of some of the most intriguing coins ever struck by the United States Mint. And today we are diving deep into one of the most iconic yet often overlooked coins in American numismatic history, the 1975 one-dime coin, also known as the Roosevelt Dime, which holds more stories, value, and mystery than most collectors realize. To begin understanding the 1975 one-dime, we need to trace back the origins of the American 10-cent coin and how it evolved over time. The concept of the dime dates back to the Coinage Act of 1792, when the first United States Mint was established in Philadelphia under the direction of the Founding Fathers and the new government. This effort to create a standardized system of money that would be respected and circulated throughout the new republic, the dime was established as 1/10 of a dollar, and its name came from the Latin word decimus, which means 1/10. The very first dimes were made of silver and were part of the early coinage that included half dimes, quarters, and silver dollars. But as the nation grew and its economy changed, so did the dime, evolving through several different designs over the decades, beginning with the draped bust in 1796, followed by the capped bust, and then the seated Liberty design, which remained in circulation from the late 1830s through the Civil War era and beyond. Fast forward to the 20th century, and we see the birth of the barber dime, which circulated from 1892 until 1916, and was then replaced by the beloved Mercury dime, which itself became an American classic during its time from 1916 to 1945, when it was finally replaced by the Roosevelt dime in honor of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in April of that year. The Roosevelt dime design was created by John Arsenic, the chief engraver of the United States Mint, who portrayed President Roosevelt facing left on the obverse side, a symbol of his leadership, especially through the Great Depression and World War II, and the reverse side features a torch symbolizing liberty flanked by olive and oak branches representing peace and strength. Respectively, this design would become the standard for the American dime and has remained in use with minor modifications for decades. Now we come to the 1975 Roosevelt dime, itself a coin that many people have in their collections or pocket change without realizing its deeper context and history. The 1975 dime may seem common at first glance, but when you analyze the mintage numbers, production methods, political events, and hidden anomalies, you begin to discover that this simple coin carries weight far beyond its small size. The 1975 dime was struck at two primary minting facilities, Philadelphia and Denver, and like many coins of the era, the Philadelphia dimes in that year did not carry a mint mark, while Denver dimes were marked with a small D to the left of the torch on the reverse side. In total, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 585 million dimes, while the Denver Mint produced over 313 million dimes, which gives us a combined total of nearly 900 million dimes for that year. However, despite the massive quantity produced, there is an extraordinary twist in the story that changes everything, and that twist begins with the 1975 no-S-proof dime. This is not your average circulation coin. This is an extremely rare and valuable proof coin that was accidentally struck without the S mint mark, which indicates it was made at the San Francisco Mint. Only two examples of the 1975 no-S-proof dime are known to exist, and they are among the rarest and most valuable dimes in United States history. One of them sold at auction for over $400,000, and the other is held in a private collection. The rarity of this coin stems from a mishap in the die preparation process at the San Francisco Mint, where the mint mark was mistakenly omitted from a small batch of proof coins meant for collectors. This type of error was incredibly rare at the time, and it wasn't until the coins were already packaged and distributed that the mistake was discovered by sharp-eyed numismatists. What makes the 1975 no-S dime so legendary is not just its value. but also the way it challenged the idea of quality control at the US Mint and how it awakened a new generation of collectors to the importance of examining coins for small details that can mean the difference between a 10-cent coin and a fortune. But the story of the 1975 dime does not end there. We must also examine the broader political and economic context of the mid-1970s, a time of inflation, uncertainty, and shifting American identity after the Vietnam War. The United States was undergoing significant change, and the coins in circulation were not immune to these pressures. The price of silver had long since caused the mint to remove silver from circulating dimes, beginning in 1965 with the Coinage Act of 1965, which transitioned the dime to a clad composition of copper and nickel. So by 1975, the dime was made of an inner copper core bonded to outer layers of copper-nickel alloy, giving it a silver-like appearance. But without any actual silver content, this was a necessary move to keep production costs down and prevent hoarding, but it also marked the end of a precious metal tradition in U.S. coinage. Now let us explore the role of the Roosevelt dime design itself and how it has remained largely unchanged for so many decades. The simplicity and elegance of the torch olive branch and oak branch remain timeless symbols of the ideals America sought to uphold through decades of both peace and war, and the image of Roosevelt himself reminds collectors of his powerful legacy from leading the country through the Great Depression with the New Deal to his strategic leadership in World War II. It is also worth noting that Roosevelt was instrumental in founding the March of Dimes, a campaign to combat polio and improve public health, which makes his placement on the dime both historically and symbolically fitting, as millions of these coins were spent to fund medical research and promote national wellness. As we approach the conclusion of our in-depth journey through the 1975 one-dime coin, we can see that its history is not merely about mintage figures or mint marks, but about the wider story of American resilience, innovation, and historical memory from its origins in the 18th century to its mid-20th century redesign to its unique and surprising 1975 variants. The dime remains one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history. Collectors today continue to search rolls and proof sets in hopes of discovering a rare variety or an elusive no-S proof, and even circulated examples in pristine condition can offer value, especially when graded by top services like PCGS or NGC with a mint state or proof designation. So the next time you hold a Roosevelt dime in your hand, especially one dated 1975, remember you are holding not just 10 cents, but a piece of American history, a coin that reflects both the routine and the rare, the everyday and the extraordinary, and the promise that every coin tells a story. Thank you for watching this extended history of the 1975 one-dime coin here on Rare American Coins. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a deep dive into the coins that shaped our nation. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and keep discovering the hidden stories in your change.